KB comes in from a visit. Yes, y'all, this is the KB story. This is a prison story about when KB made his bunkie drink pee from the toilet. Now, KB comes in, right? And we all just lounging around. It is so hot, y'all. I don't know if the AC went out. I don't know if they trying to punish us by not having the AC on. I don't know what's going on. But it's hot than the mother effer up in here, right? So, y'all know I had asthma, bad asthma back in them days. So what I would do, since you really couldn't have your inhaler in there. So when it's pill call or whatever, you can go up there and they have your inhaler. But they only came twice a day. So what I would do for anybody that might got asthma, you can get to your inhaler. One thing you can do is, run a hot shower, get a steam, breathe in the steam, or, boil some water and inhale the steam to open up your lungs. But if you can't do none of that stuff, what I did was I got a towel, right? A cold towel, and I put it over my face. It's like a filter, kind of. Now, I'm not no medical doctor. I'm not no medical profession. Okay, so don't take what I'm saying as law. Okay, this only worked for me. Sometimes what worked for you might not work for me, and what worked for me sometimes don't work for you. But if it's a life and death situation like I was facing in prison, this is what I had to do. So I got a wet towel, put it over my face, and just laid there, breathed in slowly. Okay, so I'm laying there, and I hear KB like, man, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, man. This ain't gonna work. So I'm like, man, what is this dude tripping on? What now? KB was maybe 5 cells away from me to the right? And I keep hearing him say, man, this ain't gonna work. Now I'm just assuming that he's talking about his bunkie or whatever. So next thing you know, the guards come in, lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Now I'm already in my cell. There's a couple of guys that's out there in the day room or whatever, but they like, man, what's going on? So they like, man, lock it down, lock it down. Now, usually you will hear like maybe a buzzer going off, like a siren or like emergency noise going off if somebody done got stabbed, or somebody done got unalived, or somebody done got the unthinkable happen to them. But they didn't have, that noise going on. They just came in there like 5 deep, like, y'all lock it down, lock it down. So everybody going to their cells or whatever. So I'm curious, like, man, what the heck going on? Right? So about 3 minutes were passed, and then the sergeant came in there. He was like, hey, if y'all want some ice, we're going to bring an ice machine in here and y'all can get some ice or whatever. So everybody like, bet, right? So we waiting. And then I hear KB say, hey, listen, I'm getting mine first and y'all can get whatever, right? Now you got to understand, y'all, it's about 30 men up in here, right? 30 men in here. We got 15 cells in this block right here, right? 2 men to each cell, right? So we all like, man, what? Man, all right, man, whatever, man. So the sergeant comes back and he's wheeling in the cart. Well, he's not wheeling the cart in. Some other deputies wheeling his cart in, right? And on his cart is bags of ice, like in Ziploc bags. So I'm looking, I'm like, they ain't never done that before. Why they got Ziploc bags with ice in it? So the sergeant, like, listen up, y'all. I'm going to let y'all out. Y'all come down here and get 1 bag of ice. 1 bag of ice. All right? The ice machine broke, so we giving it to y'all like this. So get y'all 1 bag of ice and go right back to y'all cell. So they pop the cell. KB come charging out. He come charging out, right? Other cats is in front of him. He just bumping them out the way. Man, watch out. Move. Watch out. Watch out. KB get up to the car and grab like 4 of them. Like, the guards didn't say nothing. They gave him a look, but he gave them a look back. Like, and what? Right? So KB grabbed like 4 of them. Like it ain't nothing. It only maybe about 16, 17 bags. Right? So he grabbed 4 of them. Boom. So he bailed back up the stairs. Right? I grabbed a bag. Mostly everybody got a bag except for about 4 dudes, right? Because KB took the extras and some, right? So dudes down there's about 4 dudes down there complaining like, man, we ain't got no ice. We ain't got no ice. The sergeant like, hey, y'all got to deal with it. Y'all got to deal with it. Like, no, man, that's messed up, man. We need some ice too, man. That's wrong. That's wrong. So the sergeant like, hey, I'm not trying to hear it. We bought more than enough. Go handle it. Right? And they was implying, y'all know who took the extra bags of ice, so go handle that. But ain't nobody trying to really go there with KB, right? But Dante got here, so that's really all that matter, right? So I head back to my cell, right? Now my bunkie, he in there too. So they lock us down again for no reason. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they on some bull. Next thing you know, I hear, hey, man, that ain't right, man. You already got yours. That ain't right. That ain't right. No, I'm tired of this. So you hear KB like, you tired of what? You tired of what? Then you hear like a punching noise. Have y'all ever heard like somebody hitting a punching bag, but from like a far distance, but they like boom, boom, like that? That's what I heard. You hear pow, pow, pow. So dude like, man, stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. And then you hear a little scuffling. And then that's it. I said, oh, man, KB done put his hands on this dude, right? So you hear, oh, you can get the fuck out. You definitely can get the fuck out. As soon as we get off on lock, get the fuck out my cell. This is what KB saying to the dude, right? So the dude like, man, my bad, bro, my bad. Now, it was too hot, you know, to be up on the bars. So even the bars was hot, right? So it was too hot for me to be ear hustling. I mean, it was loud enough for me to hear what I'm telling y'all right now. But I hear dude like, man, stop, man. I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do this. And I hear, I could be wrong, y'all. I could be wrong. But I'm almost 99. If I won't put my life on the line, I won't do that. What I'm about to tell y'all. But I could have sworn I heard KB say, you gonna drink this piss. You gonna drink this piss. You thirsty? You gonna drink this piss. Now, for those that's wondering, why would KB be saying you gonna drink this piss? Well, this what happened. You remember I told y'all KB took 4 bags of ice? Remember that, y'all? Well, remember, he has a bunkie. He has somebody sleep in the cell, too. And he had his own bag of ice, too. KB decides to take his ice, right? KB takes his ice. So now KB got 5 bags of ice. And his cellmate basically tried to buck on him, right? But got punched out. Now, I don't know exactly what happened because I wasn't inside that cell. I can only assume that his bunkie took the ice back. The bunkie did something where KB just got real upset and, I don't know, flipped out and told him drink some piss. Now, you only got 2 or 3 ways for somebody to drink something like that. Either you are peeing in a cup, which I don't think KB would do. Or then again, I don't know. Get it the natural way, which KB wasn't no homosexual or nothing like that. So I don't think he would whip out of there, start peeing and making a dude drink. So I know that ain't it. So the only thing left is KB done peed in the toilet and he telling the old boy to drink out the toilet. Now, I can only assume, y'all. I can only assume because I was not in the cell. But I hear the dude like, man, stop, man, stop. Man, this wrong, man. This wrong, but that was my ice. That was my ice. And you hear KB say, man, shut up, drink it, right? Now it gets quiet, then I start hearing gagging. I start hearing gagging and I start hearing spitting. So I'm like, what the heck? Listen, man, prison it's a weird place, man. It's the noises that you hear in there. It's like, what the heck is going on in there? Your imagination just start running wild, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what the heck is they doing, right? And then you hear stop, and then you see hear punching noise, boom, 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 right? So then you hear dude running to the gate. He like, guards, help me. And then you can tell that KB done grabbed his mouth. I put his hands around his mouth, whatever the muffled sound or whatever. And he like, shut up, boom, boom. I'm assuming he giving them rib shots or whatever. So it get quiet in there, right? They let us out around 8 p.m. We all bail out, right? Get on the phones. KB comes out the cell, right? And he sit down. But he keeps looking up, like towards his cell or whatever, right? Maybe about 10 minutes will go by. All right, y'all. I shouldn't be telling y'all this because I'm really trying to figure out to get around the YouTube guidelines about somebody doing something to themselves to basically exit out of this world. So I'm going to y'all just got to follow me because I can't say exactly what happened, but y'all just pay attention. So this is the scene. KB is sitting at the table, right? But he keeps looking back at his cell. I'm only assuming that he told his bunkie not to come out the cell for whatever reason. So this is why he keep on looking back at his cell, whatever. Now, KB's cell is on the second tier, right? You got the first tier and the second tier. All I know is it happened so fast. It happened so fast. If you blinked, you would have missed it. KB's cellmate earned his wings that day. KB cellmate decided to spread his wings and see could he fly over the tier. But he wasn't trying to fly and go to a destination. He dove head first and cracked his beam. Now I know y'all wondering like, wait a minute, Dante, are you telling us that KB cellmate jumped over the tier head first, like off a diving board, and cracked his head open? Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to get graphic, but when dude hit his head, it sounded like an egg being cracked. Like I don't know, man. It was when he hit that. I don't know, man. But it sounded like an egg being cracked, and then dude started convulsing. His eyes started going in the back of his head. He started foaming at the mouth. I don't know, man. I thought he was out of there, man. Actually, it was like he was having a seizure. You know what I'm talking about? I done seen a couple people have seizures before. So it kind of seemed like that, but man, I felt so bad for that man, right? So the guard that was in there, he got on his walkie-talkie, called the code, told everybody to lock down, right? So we all go to our cells. Dude that's down there shaking or whatever. We all go to our cells. They come to KB cell and they like, hey, do you know what happened? KB was like, I don't know, F that motherfucker, man. F him. That was it. Right? Let me tell y'all something. KB is the type of dude that you can tell he wasn't nothing out here in the streets. You can tell that he probably grew up real trouble. KB had a lot of anger and hate pent up inside of him. Pent up inside of him. Now, I don't know if y'all know the backstory of KB, but KB was like a real life Debo out there in the streets too. He was a failed Ohio State linebacker, right? KB went to Ohio State playing football. He was a really big dude, right? I don't know exactly how long he played. He played for them, but it wasn't long because he had an attitude. Nobody could tell him nothing. He had a lot of aggression. KB profession out in the streets before he got locked up was robbing drug dealers. And I'm not saying that to say that he was doing a good thing, because for some reason people think, oh, well, if I rob drug dealers, I'm doing a righteous thing. No, you're not. You're still robbing. You're still stealing. Go get a job. What was wrong working at the post office? What was wrong getting your, working at a warehouse or something? But that's just what KB liked to do. He liked to rob. He liked to intimidate. He 9 times out of 10, see, KB was the type of dude, right, that he will rob the guy that robbed people without a gun, right? So if you got this dude that's so gangster and so scary, right, this crime figure, right, that that put down this intimidation tactic that can rob somebody without a gun. Well, KB will be the one that will rob him, right? KB was a dude that, a lot of people be wondering, like, yo, Dante, why nobody just didn't take him up out of there? Why nobody just never tried to take him to the upper room? Why nobody never tried to set the appointment with God up with KB? Why? Well, it was a couple reasons. One of the main reasons is nobody didn't want to get that extra time. Most of the people that was there had maybe 5 to 10 years to go, right? But in prison, they mix everybody in together, right? KB, I believe, I don't know how much time KB had left to go, but how he was moving in there, he had life. But I know he didn't have life because he eventually got out, right? But there was people that did try to get at him, but hey, KB wasn't a punk. KB would bag up everything that he talked about and what he showed, right? You just wasn't going. KB was literally what you would call a apex super predator. See, I was a predator, right? And then there's another level that's over me, which is an apex predator, right? But then you have a super, right? A super apex predator. And that was KB, because KB didn't give a damn. KB didn't care about you. He didn't care about them. He didn't care about himself, right? So, hey, it is what it is. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you leave me a tip. Also, if you forgot to hit the like button, make sure y'all smash that like button and share this video and hype the video. Make sure y'all check out my Amazon wish list. I got some items in there that I need purchased. So y'all make sure y'all look out for y'all big partner. If you can't get enough of these stories, I made another channel. I'm gonna have that link pinned at the top of the comment section too, and in the description. Until next time, take care.